You have 5 o'clock, City Clerk? Okay. Okay, with that, we will begin the Selma City Council special meeting, July 19th, 2021. It is 5 p.m. in the Selma City Council chambers. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with Governor Newsom's Executive Order N2920. The teleconference phone number is 1301-715-8592. The ID is 858-7925-0667. The password is 93662. Would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Guerra.
Here.
Councilmember Mendoza Navarro.
Here.
Councilmember Trujillo.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Cho.
Here.
Mayor Robertson.
Here. Potential conflicts of interest. Any council member who has a potential conflict of interest may now identify the item and recuse themselves from discussing or voting on the matter. Oral communications. At this time, any member of the public may address the city council regarding any item on the special meeting agenda over which the council has jurisdiction. No action or discussion will be taken on any item not on the agenda. Issues raised will be referred to the city manager for review. Members of the public shall limit their remarks to 3 minutes. Do we have anyone who would like to make a comment at this time?
My name is Victoria Delgadillo. I live at 2029 Elton Street here in Selma. I've lived here all my life with the exception of college, PhD classes. I want to start first by saying scripture about love being the greatest commandment. And it references John 4:8:16. He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. And we know and we believe that the love of God and what love he has for each one of us. God is love, and he who abides in love abides in God, and God in him. And the insight to this has to do with a parent raising her or his children. We speak about indulgence because indulgence breeds selfishness. And the other insight is indiscipline. When you are not disciplined, you will lead to shallowness. The next one is worldliness. Worldliness breeds compromise. There is no compromise here on matters of our city and having to do with our police chief. And lastly, materialism. Materialism, it breeds and it leads to atrophy. Atrophy, that's right. And laziness. And it is pitiful. This is the worst council I have ever seen in this city. I am disgusted, and this is despicable. I will not have it, and I will fight with all my power to remove the corruption in this city. How dare you guys come into our town? This is my town. You will not put your corruption in my town. Am I clear? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Delgadillo. Anyone else like to make a communication at this time?
My name is Jennifer Guerra, 1364 Stoneman Street. Hello, everyone. I'm here to speak on behalf of Chief Gomez. It upsets me when I heard he had been placed on leave. While I do not know him personally, I do know what he has done for our town since he was hired back in October 2020. Since he has been here, I've not seen the homeless population out and about loitering, and he has helped our town regarding gangs. I haven't heard of any shootings, and I see things going in a positive direction. In addition to that, I see Selma PD all over town compared to when Chief Gardner was here. If you recall, when Chief Gardner was here, he denied that we had a gang problem. He had to be addressed, and that's when he acknowledged we did have the problem. So my question is this: why are city council members, along with the interim city manager, wanting to let him go? The city manager only has been with us for 3 weeks. Can you make a professional evaluation based on 3 weeks on the job? I'm respectfully asking you to make the right decision and continue to keep him here. In addition, this again will cost our city more money to release him when his contract is up. We are asking you, council members, to work together. We are tired of people being let go before the contract is up. As a citizen, I urge you to keep him as our police chief. This is a man with great experience who will lead our town in the right direction, and I see it going that way. Please consider that and work together. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Would the next speaker like to come up at this time?
Joan Nelson, 1058 Mill Street. I've lived here my whole life, and since Chief Gomez came on, I have seen less crime, I've seen less shootings, and I've seen less homeless. He, to me, has really done a great job. I don't know what goes on in the office. However, I know what goes on in the streets, and I'm very impressed by him. And really need to reconsider the situation. He's done a great job, and I feel like he's worthy of being our police chief.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Paula Rogers. I live in Selma, California. I have lived here all of my life. I wanted to also speak on behalf of Chief. I don't know what's going on, as we shouldn't know the specifics with personnel matters. However, what I do know is that living here, my priority is the safety of our community. I support law enforcement. It was shocking to me to hear that you guys had already let him go. I'm even surprised I'm saying you guys, because I would think this would be handled from a separate position. I know Ralph just came to our city recently in an interim position. I'm not sure all the specifics, but Ralph and I come from a background of human resources. I respect him highly. I'm sure the feeling is mutual, but what I just don't understand is our crime rate has been going down drastically since Chief Gomez got here. This was nothing personal to the former police chief, Garner. I liked him as well, but some people do their jobs better than other people. And some people are created for some positions while other people are not. So I'm not going to speak negatively of him. I'm not in a position to have all his specifics, but I know that our current chief was doing a fabulous job. There's been some processes here within the city that frankly are a little bit concerning to me coming from the HR background. Sitting on the commission for the personnel here, one of the big things that I know I brought before a couple of you guys is that a person files or appeals a disciplinary action. It comes before the Personnel Commission. We would hear them out. We would make a decision, or in this case, it's considered a recommendation. And then it comes back before the council, and the council can overturn us. It's almost like, why are we there to listen to an employee's grievance or listen to their processes when at the end, you guys are going to overturn us? I really think that's something that I'm hoping Ralph will look at while he's in his chair, because it doesn't make any sense. It also isn't a democratic process. It isn't an impartial process. I'm not even sure how you guys get that much information on personnel matters, frankly. But I do want to speak on behalf of Chief Gomez and our city. My kids are being raised here. My grandchild's being raised here. I think we need to make sure that whatever decisions are being made at your levels are not because you're voting against another member, but it's because you're doing what's best for our city. That's what you guys were voted in for. That's what I personally expect of you. I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm pretty sure that's what we all expect of you. So I'm tired of hearing everything on the news around Selma, no drama, that's full of drama, that we are concerned about our city when they're clearly putting it out there. No, we're voting for this because we don't care for this council member or the other. You guys should be better than that. I expect more of you. I'm better than that. I'm frankly just disappointed that I'm even having to come here and tell you guys how you guys should do your job.
Your comments.
Thank you.
Rose Robertson, 1057 Mill Street. As you see, there's a lot of very concerned citizens that were not able to make it tonight, but I am going to be speaking on behalf of them. First of all, on the job, you two new council members fired the attorney. 4 months later, the city manager is gone. And now the chief of police is nowhere to be found, who kept our crime down. Remember, this is our city, and public safety was number one. And let me make it very clear for you citizens who come into this city hall, who ask for PRAs, who ask for any kind of information, as we just had happen right now. We had the news media come in and someone, I don't know if it was our clerk, but it was somebody who did not allow them to come and listen to oral communication. It is everyone's right, including media, to allow oral communication to come in before any closed session, any council meeting. So please bring in witnesses when you come in here to request anything. That is what they're requesting of us to start documenting. Thank you.
Thank you. And I see that the media is here and has had full access to the chambers tonight.
And excuse me, by the way, I have stats that I'll be passing out and that I'll be giving on crime in the last 5 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have any input tonight?
Michael Barone, and I live at 2003 Alton. And I just like to find out who is in my area, who is my representative? Because I've never seen them. And they're making choices and decisions that concern me, my neighbors, my neighborhood, but I've never seen them. The only one I ever seen people is, I've seen the mayor in different functions, but all of you other ones haven't even seen. When you're out to get the votes, you're there. But afterwards, do you come to our neighborhoods and check out how's things going? How's the crime? How is things going as far as crime or things that you would like to see? I've never seen one of you there. Is this really a representative government? No. This little group that's making all the little choices and making the decisions. Let's get out there. You know, it's hot, but you know something? That's a part of the job. See what the people really want, because I've never seen you guys. And please ask, I'm going to ask, who is my representative? So I know. Corner of McCall and Alton. Who's my representative?
What's your address?
2003 Alton, right at the corner, Alton and McCall. I've never seen you. Okay? And you're making choices for me. We have to come out here and you know, hey, that's the neighborhood. They did a lot of choices last month. You know something? I didn't know nothing about it. It was a big, you know, deal. You guys are making choices. I'd like to see you come and knock on my door, or you represented me and you're part of the council. I would like to see, you know, come. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Beverly Barone, 2003 Alton. Once again, I shouldn't say once again because I was thinking of what my husband was just talking about right now. But there are two items that have been taking place just very recently, and that is the dismissal of our city manager, which I'm wondering what happened, what took place. And now I'm hearing our chief of police, what happened, what took place? I don't know what's going on. And I figure that this group of people that are representing everyone for the city of Selma should be able to be very transparent and letting everybody know what's going on and what's happening. So I am dissatisfied. I don't know what to say. The incident that happened just very, very recently should have been taken care of by one of these city council people where the cameras were not working and a gentleman passed away. I'm very, very, very concerned about that because that's part of your job as whoever you're representing, whatever region you're representing or district, that is your job to make sure that people are being taken care of. So I have to say, there are some on this council, mayor has walked the streets, mayor has gotten down into the trenches. He's been out there with the people, and I'm not trying to say he's the best. I am saying he's the one who's been there. So I just want to let you know that I am a little bit concerned, not a little bit, more than a little bit, very concerned. And if you're not doing your job, then I'm sorry, you don't belong there.
Anyone else like to make any comments at this time? Okay. With that, we are going to recess into closed session. My understanding is we're going to stay here. And we'll have to ask everybody to go in the foyer at this point. Oh, okay. Let's hear from the person on Zoom.
Hi, caller. With your hand raised, Mr. Franco, your line is open.
Yes, thank you very much, Raina. Yes, Louis Franco, 1064 Mill Street, and I just have a comment for my fellow citizens. You know, it's okay to be concerned and want to know what's going on, but I think we have to give the city council and the city manager enough time to go through the process. So we would all like to have the details as quick as possible. I know I would, but I think we have to let the process play out and before jumping to conclusions on why these actions were taken. So I would just bear to have a little patience and caution moving forward, and let the city manager do his job and give council the time to make a decision. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments. Do we have anyone else on Zoom, City Clerk?
That was the only caller with his hand raised.
Thank you. Oh, okay. We are staying in here, though. Is that correct? Okay. So we will now recess in a closed session, conference with labor negotiator, Government Code Section 54957. Does anybody have an amended one with the? Yeah.
I have one.
With the evaluation of the city manager on it. Thank you. Conference with labor negotiator, Government Code Section 54957.6. And the second item will be Government Code Section 54957, Public Employee Performance Evaluation, title Interim City Manager. And with that, we will close this chambers.
For the two callers that I see on the line, Mr. Franco and Ms. Hanlon, Ms. McHenry Hanlon, I would ask if you can exit out of the Zoom function. If I'm allowed to exit out of the Zoom function, what will happen is you will no longer be able to jump back on afterwards. Hi, Ms. McHenry Hanlon. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but I still see you on the line. And I'd ask you to close out of your Zoom application in order for the city council to have a closed session. Stop recording. I am allowed a few minutes while I go into the other room. I'm going to lock this webinar.
On the line. Okay.